Hi, I'm Joseph, co-founder of the Abundant Culture Fund, and today we're getting ready to analyze an investment opportunity that has the ability to help you grow your retirement income faster than you ever thought possible and with a lot less risk. Now, a lot of people don't know that they can use small business acquisitions as a vehicle for their retirement, and I believe it's the best retirement vehicle out there because it generates a lot more income than most other retirement assets, like you'll see later on in this video. And if you have the right team in place, it can also have a lot less risk than those other assets as well. So if you take a look at my screen, you'll see a booming area restaurant slash bar for sale, and it grosses over $1 million, which is great. And there wasn't much information in the business description, but one of the things that really stood out to me about this business is they did say that they spared no expense, which anybody can say that. But they also say that they're selling $26,000 of inventory with the business. And from what I'm seeing, if it grosses $1 million and they're selling $26,000 of inventory with the business, it sounds like it might be a pretty high class restaurant just because most restaurants that I've seen at least don't have $26,000 of just inventory that will be basically being transferred in the sale. So I think that's a significant amount of inventory. So I wonder what that inventory would actually consist of. So, and also 17 employees, and it doesn't say why the seller is selling. But a cool thing that it does say is that with they're willing to finance the rest of the purchase if you put down $299,000. So that does mean that they're willing to seller finance at least a small portion of it. It will be about $50,000, which isn't a lot, but it definitely counts for something. So let's take a deeper dive into the numbers. It has a asking price of $349,000. I almost said 53 for some reason. $349,000, and has a gross revenue of a little bit over $1 million. It has is selling furniture, fixture, and equipment valued at $287,000, and it has a cash flow of $159,000, a little bit, almost 150, actually $160,000. It also has an inventory, like I said, of $26,000. Their rent is $6,000 per month, and they have 4,000 square feet. It says it in the description. And there's also a liquor license associated with the space that they're leasing, which is always really good. And it was established in 2014. So let's take a look at what this will look like for my investors if my fund actually decided to buy this business. So if you're looking at my screen, you'll see a ton of numbers, and this is my fund return analysis calculator. And it's kind of in the form of a spreadsheet, and it just calculates pretty much almost all the numbers that I would need to know before I made a business acquisition. It kind of gives me the breakdown of what it looks on a year by year basis, but that it could be overwhelming for some people. And also there's numbers that are important to me that might not be important to my investors to know. So what I want you to do is focus on the numbers that are color coded here, because they're the numbers that matter most to investors, because it's what they're putting in versus what they're getting out. So as you'll see here in this green box here that I have highlighted, we have the asking price of $349. And assuming that we don't use any type of financial leverage in order to buy the business or grow the business, usually we will do that. But I like to see what the business looks like at just the foundation of it. But assuming that we don't do any of that, the cash flow for that business will be a little bit over $159,000. And off of that, my investors would actually make a 33% return on investment just from cash flow, using no financial leverage and not growing the business at all. And as a dollar amount, that 33% return on investment would actually be $118,000 per year that they would get in cash flow just from that company. Now, obviously, there will be way more than one company in the portfolio, but that's what that one would generate without growing the business and without using any leverage to buy it. So let's see how this return actually stacks up against the other traditional assets that people use for their retirement. If you are looking here, this is my retirement income comparison calculator. And I did research on stocks, bonds, and multifamily real estate, which are the assets that I think are most commonly used for people to retire off of. What I found is that if you don't use financial leverage to acquire those assets, and if you don't include the growth of those assets too, your income from those assets will be about 6% every single year. So that means if you invested $500,000 into those different types of assets, you wouldn't necessarily make you probably won't make any more than $30,000 a year in income for your retirement. Now, that's not horrible because there's plenty of people who only need maybe $30,000 in order to retire. But you can invest that same $500,000 into the Abundant Culture Fund into assets like the one we just seen, the business that's for sale, and get a 33% return on investment. And that 33% return on investment will actually boost your retirement income to $169,000 a year. That is an increase of $139,000 in retirement income, an extra $139,000 in retirement income, which is basically a 564% increase, meaning that you'll make 5.6 times more investing with the Abundant Culture Fund in those types of businesses like the one that we just seen. Because there's only two ways to increase your retirement income. You can either invest more or increase the return. And I believe that it's a lot easier to just increase the return, which is what my company specializes in. So let's say you have a goal of just retiring off of $60,000 a year. How much would you have to have invested in order to generate that $60,000 of income? Based on those traditional assets, you would have to invest about $1 million just to generate $60,000 of income. So that means over your 20, 30, or 40-year working life, you will have to put away about $1 million into your retirement in order to generate that $60,000 per year retirement income goal. Well, with Abundant Culture Fund, looking at businesses like the one we just seen, you would only have to invest $177,000 in order to get the same $60,000 of income. So tell me what you think actually sounds better. Investing $1 million to get $60,000 or investing $177,000 to get the same $60,000. Which one's easier, right? So what that really breaks down to is that's $822,000 that you would no longer have to invest into your retirement in order to reach your retirement income goal. That's $822,000 that you can now do whatever you want with, and you don't necessarily have to invest it in order to generate that $60,000 of retirement income that you might want to generate. So if you want a more custom look at how this would look for you, particularly based on your goals, your net worth, and all that stuff, feel free to reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. And if you're a small business owner who wants to sell your business so that you can focus on the next phase in your life, also, you can reach out to us at abundantculturefund.com. So this concludes our analysis for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.